What's
Say
up?
like I said hi. We are
Welcome to the
live.
Americans. We got Mama Nina. We got Mr. Poseidon coming up from the back. Everybody's coming to say hello. Today, I am super excited. We have the hilarious, the most amazing best friend, advice giver in the world. Okay, I don't know what else to say. You just trust me. She's got the answer to everything. Miss Carmelita Jones, everybody.
Hey.
Woo!
Jazz
Yes,
hands for
jazz hands. I do my
applause.
jazz hands. I do my jazz hands. So,
Jazz
Carmelita, this is
hands.
your first time on the Americans. And I
Correct.
want you to know that we have people watching from all over the world. People are watching from London, the UK, New York, Chicago, LA, Hong Kong. People are watching in the Middle East. People are watching from every corner of the world. And we want to know, where are you at? What corner of the world do you reside in right now? Where are you? And what is life like where you're at?
I am in America's heartland, the good old Midwest, also known as Chicago.
Okay, okay.
Yes, the Midwest.
They call it what? Chi-town?
Really too much yoga. I can tell you've been in California. It's Chi-Town.
Chi-town.
You
Okay,
said Chi-Town.
Okay, so check this out. This really happened. So I was on a business trip in China. Hey, what's up, Elise Mwandu? Girl, what's up? Where are you from? Elise, tell us where you're from. See, we got people from everywhere. Elise, what's up,
Everywhere.
girl? Respect. So check this out. So I was on a business trip in China, and I flew into Chicago. And people are like, hey, you live in Chi-town? And I was like, no, I was just in China. I didn't know that CHI town was not China. I was like, why is everybody asking me if I've been in China? Why is everybody obsessed with me and my China trip?
Oh,
What
now
the
they're
hell?
obsessed with you? You're Mariah Carey. Now we're so obsessed with
That's
you.
right. That's right. I literally, everyone's like, and everyone thought it was so stupid. I was like, no, I don't speak Chinese. Why would I be from Chi-town? Like, why are you guys so racist? I was like, Chicago's so racist. Everyone thinks I'm Chinese. Little did
Well,
I know that
you're
it's
not wrong. Chicago is very racist. You're not wrong. The accuracy was
what.
there.
Okay, give us an example of Chicago racism. What do you mean by Chicago is racist? What have
I
you experienced? Are you okay? I'm not going to be presumptuous. Do you identify yourself as a Black woman?
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Elise Mwandu, she's from Australia, Queensland. Yes, girl.
yes, Queensland.
Yes.
Good eye,
African
Mike.
queen. African queen. Respect. Yes. Oh, we got Colin. We love Colin. Colin's one of our favorite fans. He's a super fan. We love Colin from
I
Durham.
love that beard. Come on,
Mhm.
beard. Yes, beard. I see you, beard. Yes, I love it.
Tell us, in Chicago, what kind of racism have you experienced?
Personally, all types. I'll start by saying this. I wrote a joke about it that Chicago's like a bento box, meaning that we have a little bit of everything in there, but it's all separated in its own compartment. Like we have a Jewtown, we have a little Saigon, we have the South Side is where the Black people stay, we have the North Side, the Gold Coast is where the white neighborhood is. We have Little
Wait a minute.
Village, La
Why do the white
Diega.
people stay in the Gold Coast?
Because it has like there was at one point that was the part of the city that had the most ATMs per square footage. Because these
Oh.
people have so much money, they have to have all the ATMs because they have to have their money on demand.
Okay.
But you have
Okay.
Little Village, that was the Mexican, that is the Mexican neighborhood. Then you had I forgot what they called. We had like Ukrainian Village,
Oh,
where we had like
my people.
yep, y'all have y'all little section in the bento box too, but everything is segregated in
So,
Chicago.
how have you personally experienced racism? What
I
have you come across in Chicago where you have felt racism?
Being followed in the stores, being asked if I needed help with something.
Wait a minute. So I'm trying to provide you good service by asking if you need help, and that's racism?
No, it's how you do it, and it's a hostile. It's a
What do you mean?
difference.
So give me an example.
Okay,
Give me
so
an example,
you
'cause I
walk.
don't.
Okay, an example. The last time I went shopping on the Mag Mall, I was in Nordstrom's, and I don't
Okay, you
even.
got to remember that everybody's watching us from the UK, from Africa. We don't know what
Oh,
the Magmile
okay.
is.
So in downtown Chicago, in the really metropolitan, the part of the city where they tell all the tourists to go, it's
Like the
where
road.
all.
Okay, basically, this is the Rodeo Drive of Chicago.
Now, how they know Rodeo Drive, but they don't know Mag
Everybody
Mall?
knows Rodeo Drive. No one knows the Magmile. Okay, this is the fancy bougie part where
That
Neiman's sat.
magnificent mall. It's called the
Yes.
Magnificent Mall.
Okay, the
It's
Magmile
located
Magnificent Mile. Yes. So
located
you're shopping in the
North
Magnificent Mile.
Michigan.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure that everybody who's watching can understand and relate. So we're at the Mag Mile. You're shopping. What happened?
I'm being followed. I just noticed this lady. She's a shop, she works there obviously. And she's following me around. Like she's not trying to assist me because you see me walking around. And this is in the Nordstrom's that's connected to the Macy's. So she's following me and she's just like watching to see what I'm doing. And she's not really trying to assist me. Now, I've had people come up, they see you in the store like, "Hi, is there anything I can help you with?" No, I don't get any of that action. What I get is so I start messing with her because I'm petty. So I'm playing hide and seek with her in the shoe section. I'm ducking behind stuff to see if she's still looking. I'm just acting a fool because I'm like, it's just ask me, what I'm looking for. Like, don't pretend like you're assisting me when really you're watching me.
It's like, excuse me, can I help you not steal something?
I would respect her more for saying that. I would respect her honesty. I would respect her honesty. Like, is there something that you need help with? Are you looking for something in particular? Yes, bitch, I'm looking for equality. Equality. That's what I'm looking for. Boom.
Okay. Do you hear that? Okay. To my African American Black folk, next time someone asks you in a store, can I help you with anything? Listen to Miss Carmelita Jones. Let's do a little role play. Miss Carmelita Jones. Okay. I'm the store. Oh, hello. Can I help you with anything?
Oh, you sure can. I'd like the opportunity to shop unwatched. That'd
be
great.
You want to be shopped unwatched? Is there anything else I can help you with?
Yes. I was wondering if you guys serve equality here because I was looking to get some of that. Can I get some of that?
That is protesting. Yes. That is protesting. Everybody, when you go to a store and they ask you if they can help you with anything, what do you say? Yes. Equality. Equality. Yes. That's how we're going to change this world. That's how we're going to change this world. One moment at a time. One mind at a time. That's how we're going to shift.
One clerk in Macy's at a time.
Yes, one Macy's at a time. One Macy's at a time. So were you born in Chicago? Where are you originally from?
I am originally from Harvey, Illinois, which is literally 5 minutes outside of Chicago.
Wait. Is that where they make like some kind of chocolate or something? Or?
No.
What do they? What's Harvey known for? I've never heard of Harvey.
Crime, corruption. Actually, I was just on Facebook and I just posted an article. Fox News 32 posted an article about now when they're raiding the homes for drugs out here, they post a sign outside that says "Raided by Harvey Police" because our police department is so corrupted. They want kudos for anything they do right. Whether they convict people or not. Yeah. I actually wrote a joke about it. Like, our police department was so corrupt that the FBI came and raided them. And it's bad when you're a police officer and you got to call the U's on you. Yeah. So they completely new set of police officers.
You're having issues with the police. You've had issues with the police in the past. You've had issues with the police, obviously, in the present. The world is watching America, and we are obviously having issues with our police. Have you, as a beautiful, successful, smart African-American woman, had issues with the American Police Department? And first off, if you have, where has it been? And tell us about it. Because people from all over the world who've never been to America, who may not be of your race or skin color, they want to know. And a lot of people genuinely want to know, what is it like what is that experience? So tell us.
It's very anxiety inducing. I remember the first encounter I had with the police. I was maybe 10 or 11 years old and I was a tomboy. So I was outside with the boys at the end of my block. We were on the corner and we all had our bikes and it was about to get dark. This is right before the streetlights came on. We were deciding whose house we're about to ride to.
What city were you in?
I was in Harvey. I was in my hometown on my block. And we were deciding which house we were going to ride to, with our bikes, because it's about to get dark and everybody's going to have to go into the house, of course. And the police were strolling down the block and they started, asking everybody their names, their addresses, where do they stay? And they didn't realize that I was a girl with them too. And this is when I first became aware of police harassment at the age of maybe no more 10 to 12.
So to sum up, she's 10 years old. She's riding with her friend. The sun's setting. She's with her other friends. Most of them are African-American. She's in Harvey, Pennsylvania, in the middle of America.
Illinois.
Harvey, Illinois. Pardon me. Harvey, Illinois. So Harvey, Illinois, African-American, female, with her, younger friends. How old were you? 10 years old?
10 to 12. We were like
10 to 12. She's a
anywhere from
tween.
4th, 5th grade. Yeah.
Okay, so we have an African American female who's a
And a group
tween
of
in
all
Illinois in the
boys.
Midwest of America. And what happened?
And the police pulls up and they stop in the middle of the street, roll down their window and ask us what we're doing. And are we from this neighborhood? And where do we stay? Why are we still out? They just start harassing us like we couldn't just be kids playing on the block that we live in, which is what we were. We were just standing there with our bikes deciding where we're about to ride as a group. You know how kids do when they have their bikes. It's always a little gang of kids, no more than 5 or 6 of them. Everybody has a bicycle. You know, we go and we do our little BMX tricks. But because we were all...
Can I be honest with you? I lived... So like when my family moved from the Soviet Union, we moved into a neighborhood where I was literally the only white kid there. We had 3 bikes for the 20 of us, and we would take turns. Like literally, we would have one person on the front on the handlebars, one person riding on the back. We would get like 3 to 4 kids on a bike, and that's how we would roll. So there would be 12 of us on 4 bikes.
3 bikes.
Yeah, we have 4 bikes and got 3 on each bike, and we're rolling. And we thought we were that guys. That's how
you guys are.
We had to
bike
share.
Bike riding clown college style.
Yeah, yeah, it was
Clown college style.
Barnum and Bailey bicycle clown college. That's why I'm a comedian now, is because I like that's how I. So the fact that each of you had your own bicycle, girl, you wealthy, you fancy. Because like,
well, technically, Harvey's a suburb. I'm in the suburbs. I'm suburban. I'm suburban.
So, you already one step up, because like literally, I literally my entire childhood I was an Oreo. I was the one cream in the middle. I had a black kid in the front, a black kid in the back, and we were like this Oreo cookie riding through the neighborhood.
Yeah,
okay.
But
so you're all on your own bikes. The police are harassing you, but what happened?
I was on my block, so I was just kind of pissed off, and I didn't want to play anymore after that. I went back into the house, and I dropped my bike on the front porch, and I went down to the basement, got me a popsicle or whatever. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, I live here.
What flavor is your flavor?
Blue.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, this is how you know that you're African American.
Because we don't say flavors, we tell you the color. It was a blue popsicle. It's a blue raspberry. Blue raspberry.
I got cherry. I like cherry. You know, Mom, can I get orange or cherry or what do the black folks say? I want some purple. Can I get some purple? I want some
of that
blue.
Purple stuff.
Yeah,
I want that blue popsicle.
They don't call the fruit name, they call the color. Just
keep it simple. Keep it simple. Or the white ones. The white ones and the blue ones are my favorite. That's coconut and blue raspberry for you technical people who actually like to read the wrapper. But I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about it like, this is my own neighborhood. Of course the cop was white, but he works out here in Harvey. And Harvey has been predominantly African-American since the 70s when my mom told me she moved out here. So it's just like, why am I being harassed? And I live on this block. Like, why are you asking 10 and 12-year-olds, do they have ID? What are they doing out here? It's summertime. We're riding. You can see it. We're on bikes.
So that was the first time that you were like, wait a minute. Because like, I have to be honest with you. When I moved into the white neighborhood, it was scary. Like I looked at my mom and I was like, Mama, we're the only black people here.
But that's different though, because as I've gotten older and being in Chicago, like that's what I learned about the Irish and the Italian. Like white people don't even like other white people.
No. There's racism within the race. There's lots of yeah. And so it's interesting. So where else have you, in addition to the police, and so you've experienced racism by just being profiled. You've experienced racism by going into a store and being profiled. Where else? Are the best. Yeah, where else have you, like in school, when you went to school?
Yes. I went to Catholic school. School. And I had detention all the time. Those nuns are evil, evil, evil bitches. Evil.
And what was it like to be a black girl in a Catholic white school?
I wasn't the only one, but I would say I was the only authentically black girl.
Wait. Time out. What does that mean, authentically? Time out. What does that mean to be authentically black? Because not everybody around the world knows what do you mean
Pause. I'm not going to say that being black is a monolith. So there is no one set of behaviors, characteristics, or cultural norms for us. I want to put that out there. being Black is not a monolith, okay? Or African American. I identify as Black. When I say Black, specifically African American, our culture. When I said I was authentically Black in that situation, like most of the girls had relaxers, they wore their hair straight. I had braids and beads. Like my cousin would sit, braid my hair. I still wear braids because that's my hair grows really fast like that. I had my braids and my beads. I wore my lip gloss from the beauty supply
Time
store
out.
with
Time out. Time out. Now, I want everybody who's listening to understand this, and this is really important. African American Black people do not naturally look like Beyonce. That is not.
Beyonce don't naturally look like Beyonce. Beyonce don't look like Beyonce.
Thank you. First, this is what a lot of my partner in crime, my life partner, my love of my life, he's African American. We've been together for 20 years. Okay? I've known him for a very long time. Okay? We haven't been together for 20 years, but we've known each other for 20 years and we've been together for a long time. What I want to stress to the other races and people of the world, Black people don't come in Beyonce flavor. That takes a lot of effort and a lot of money to get there. So what Carmelita, I'm trying to just normalize this, is saying is by authentic Black means not changing herself to fit into the white norm.
Let me elaborate what I mean specifically.
Please. No. Take us there.
Not conforming to Eurocentric beauty standards.
Thank you.
That's what I think you're trying to get to. Yeah, not conforming to Eurocentric.
Your hair is naturally braided in Afro puffs, in a Jerry curl, actually Jerry curl, not
no, Jerry curl is that's texturizing. That's not.
Oh, so is it normal? Okay, take this for a second. White mothers around the world that are watching. When was the first time you took your daughter to get a perm? It was after her bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah. Yeah. I know Black women who take their daughters at 3, 4, 5 years old into the salon to get a toxic perm. Why? So they can look more white, Eurocentric, so they get treated better in their school.
Paul Mooney has a joke about that relaxers, because you know why they relax? Black people relax their hair because it makes white people feel more relaxed.
Exactly. Why do I have to? And I'm not, but Matt, why does a Black mother have to take her child into a salon and pour toxic chemicals over her daughter's head so that white children and white teachers can feel more relaxed?
I think personally, in my experience, is that they don't. I really feel like it's the white guilt thing, and they don't want to. I sent you all these interview questions, and you want to get all deep and Black Lives Matter on me, but it's cool. I think it's to assuage white guilt. It's like when they see the hair, they see the braids, they see the culture that we've created, they feel a type of way because they know how we really came to be here, and that's what you don't want to talk about.
Saying that when you are authentically Black, you are putting in the face
in
their society. Faces. This is who I am. This is where I came from. This is what you've done to me. Boom. And white people can't handle that shame, and so we need to relax ourselves.
Straighten your hair, lighten your skin. Try to
so that white people don't have the guilt, and you're not putting in their face the reality of the situation that my great-grandfather was in chains picking cotton for your great-grandfather. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that, and it's not even that long ago. Like
great-grandfather, it's 2 generations. Two generations ago, they were in chains. One generation ago, they had to go through the back door. I'm giving the finger to society.
Okay. Well, you better tell society that, because it look like you.
Society. One generation ago, my boyfriend's family had to go around the back door to get a sandwich. They weren't allowed to stay in the same hotel.
Oh, they still do that. They still do that in Chicago. There's some restaurants you try to go to, they'll be out of everything that you order until you get up and leave. It's still practiced today. Why do you think they were burning Chicago down? Why do you think they were busting down those storefronts? And what's crazy is my mother, when I was a little girl, my mother told me about the riots in 1968 in Chicago when they killed Martin Luther King, and they burnt down the West Side and they burnt down stuff on the South Side. I never thought that we would have the same thing happen again in my lifetime on the same parts of the city. It's like, wow, when is this really going to change? Like my mother had to say.
This is the thing. And I talk about this. So this was just a moment. I was flying on a plane with my mom. And it was myself on the outside on the aisle. My mom was in the middle. And there was a black man on the window seat. My mama fell asleep on the black man. She likes to do that. She fell asleep on the black man. Iggy. She was like,
get it from Iggy.
And this tequila bottle is the black man. She's like, and she's sleeping on the black man. The black man can't sleep because she's drooling, she's snoring, and the black man tried to wake her up. And as he tried to wake her up, you know what she did? She was like, all sleep matters. All sleep matters.
See, me and mom would have been cool until she started slopping.
Yourselves. All sleep can't matter until black sleep matters. If the black man can't fall asleep because you sleeping on him and drooling on him and choking him out like he's your safety pillow, boom. Black sleep matters. When he can fall asleep, the rest of us can fall asleep. No, and it is our
whole sleep matters.
Yeah. It is our job as the children of the next generation to wake up our parents. Stop sleeping on the black man next to you. Because, bitch, he deserves to sleep too. He has purchased a ticket on the flight of life. We are all on this plane. We all got a ticket. We all deserve to sleep. Get up off his shoulder. Wake up. Wake up.
You sound like Spike Lee now. Wake up.
Hey. Yes. So, Carmelita, were you always Miss Gloria Sprinkle? Wait, you got two faces. Wait, are you Gloria Sprinkles or are you Carmelita? What's the explain? Oh, shh. Oh, okay, here we go. I'm a British guy, late middle-aged, and have little idea what it's like to be black in America. I'm learning though, and am full of admiration for your resilience, given how crappily you are treated for having melanin. Thank you, Ray Turner. Snaps. Let's give Ray some snaps. So I want to give Ray some props. So Carmelita, my partner and I, who is African-American, do you know what his favorite place to travel to in the world is? London.
I would assume London, not in the U.S.
Yes. Why? Because he told me when I walk into London, when we land in London, when he goes shopping on in Harrods on Oxford Street, when he walks in, he gets treated like a human. He tells me London is the only city in the world where people don't see me as black. People just treat me like a person.
I can't even begin to imagine what that's like.
And it's the only place in the world. So mad props to everybody in the UK and mad props to everybody in London. I'm getting goosebumps. I'm not even lying. Like,
shout out to them for being the first European country to abolish slavery too. Shout out to the UK for that. Yeah. We see you, Liz.
Like, we see you. When I walk down the street, people don't see black man. They just see a person. And
they don't clutch their purses?
No. They don't follow him in the store. They don't clutch their purses. He was like, I've never felt so human until I went to London.
And that's a goddamn shame that you have to leave your motherland to feel accepted.
Can you imagine? But that being said,
I know, Iggy. Trust me, I'm very much aware. Very much aware.
I want to thank you for that message, and I just want to say that I want to give mad props to those that see beyond the color. Like I never see color. Like I grew when I moved from the Soviet Union, we moved into a neighborhood where I was the only white kid, but I didn't know I was white because I was raised by black girls. Like I thought double Dutch was what like that was my hopscotch. Like
Let me find out you know how to French braid.
Oh no, girl. Like, okay, I'm also Jewish, so like on the Shabbat, I can do a French braid challah. Challah is that Jewish bread that has the braids.
I know what it is, but don't tell. Show.
Okay, no, literally. So we get the bread out, and I'm sitting there with all the kids in my like Shabbat school. I'm like, this challah got cornrows. This one got French, but like everyone was like, where did you learn how to make challah like that? I'm like, Keisha taught me.
Keisha taught you how to make challah.
It was insane. And I'm like, so I grew up in that culture. I didn't know, like, as I moved when I was 2 years old to America, and I was raised by African-American women. And so I have inside, I'm a black girl. On the outside, I'm like a short, nebbish gay Jew. But on the inside, I'm Carmelita on the inside. I'm caramel on the inside. So Carmelita, I want to hear about your story. Have you ever been the only black girl in the room?
Yeah, what you think college was like, fam?
I don't know. No. Most white Eurocentric people have never experienced being a minority. They have never experienced
what it feels like to be marginalized.
I'm just looking for, let's break it down for people who don't know. Think about it. For the people that are watching, when was the one time that you were the only X in a sea of Y? When the thing is that we don't, like, as a white person, you know, I'm white on the outside, but I'm, you know, black on the inside. But as a white person, I've been in many situations, but I've never been actually, that's not true. There's a couple times I've been the only white person. So I want to know how many times and where have you been the only African-American in a situation? Tell us. I will
start with about the age of 9. My mother put me in this gifted program called Words of Wisdom and Wonder, and it was like a summer camp or a summer program for enrichment for kids who were already advanced. Like, I've been smart and beautiful my whole life, what can I say? But it was in Homewood, Flossmoor, which is even further south of Chicago, and this is a little bit more of an affluent suburb. And it was a gifted program. Most of the schools in Black communities don't cater towards kids, let alone nurture intelligence. And second of all, they weren't expecting to see somebody that was Black there. So not only am I Black, but I'm Black in advance, and my mama has the money to put me here. So they weren't used to seeing that. And that was at the age of, let's say, 9, 10.
How did it make you feel?
I was just excited to be learning about things.
I want that moment where you walked into that classroom as the only African-American Black person, and it's a sea of white faces. What did you feel?
Oh, there were some Asians. I felt like when I walked in, I knew I wasn't going to be swapping lunch with nobody because that food ain't got no seasoning. But
hi, Mama Nina. Mama Nina, come over. Wait, say hi. Mama, come say hello.
Your mama got stuff to do. She is not thinking about you, Iggy. She got stuff to do.
Everybody say hello.
Hey, Mama Nina. Mama got to have a life too. You seen baby boy.
I love you, Mama. I'm such a mama's boy. I'm such a mama's boy.
Love of my life.
So
don't
Mama
you have siblings?
No, yeah, but they're in Los Angeles.
The young man who I fell asleep in the airport sent me a picture yesterday.
Did you hear that? The Black man that she fell asleep on, sent her pictures yesterday.
He got a son?
Mom, dear, like literally, this is
okay. He got a son.
Wait, I just missed whoever sent us a message. Send us another message. Tell us where you're at. We want to hear you. It just missed. But no, everything I talk about is true. We were flying to Miami, and my mom fell asleep on this cute African-American guy, and they still keep in touch, and he sent her this picture.
Okay.
He's like,
do you really say African-American? That's exhausting. I'm Black, and I don't even say that shit. African-American.
I'm just trying to be
okay, first of all, I hate that term, because how the hell can you be from a continent and a country? That shit is the stupidest thing. You see Irish American, you see Chinese American.
Exactly. And you say Chinese.
You say Belize American. What the hell is an African American? Africa is a continent.
Time out. Miss Cassidy McEshrenstains. I'm trying to pronounce that. Thank you. Yes, Miss Cassidy. Ah, we got you, girl, Miss Cassidy in San Diego. We know you, bitch. We
She's
know
so
you.
funny.
Yes.
She's
We
so
also
funny.
got Miss Alpaca 1500. Thank you for the props. Credit. Woo, 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 woo. Yes, girl. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So Ray Turner,
Yes.
awesome. Thank you for listening. Now, back to our question. What did you feel like when you came in being the only one of your kind?
It doesn't bother me per se. I do notice it was more of like noticing it was the lack of access. And that was the thing for me.
What does that mean?
Like,
I don't know what that means. Lack of access. Could you not get to the bathroom?
No, this is before the ADA had passed that.
Was there no black
before
ramp?
the ADA. This
Was there no
before the
black
ADA, you're
ramp?
right.
Wait, do we not have a black ramp?
No, they did.
What do you mean no access? What is there a special
More
black
people that look like me don't have access to these programs. What I mean by access, it's not that I'm the only person there. It's like, why aren't there more people there? There were plenty of Asian kids there.
It's
there are
because
plenty of Asian kids there.
Obviously black people aren't as smart.
Lies. They don't.
Wait, no. Black people are not as talented. Black people are not as smart. There's not enough black people to populate this smart class. Isn't that the logic?
No. How is that possible when math and chemistry were discovered and created in Africa? And that's what I used to tell my students, that like you can't be black and not good at math when your ancestors created it. Like, come on, stop that. And that's why we need to rewrite American history for what they teach these people, because like being black in America, they have our history starting with slavery. They don't tell you about the kingdoms in Africa. They start your history.
Time out.
They start you with
Does black culture start with slavery in America? No,
but
they existed before chains. They existed before they picked cotton. Yeah, and you know what? We existed before we started raping the Native Americans of this land. Yeah, America. You know what? It's not, what do they call it? BA, before America. There is a BA. There's a lot of it. We got to think about it. Let's put things into context. I know this is hard for people to swallow, but you know what? Okay, this is when I knew, this is one of my aha moments. I lived in Spain, and I used to live in Los Angeles, so I moved to Barcelona. The building that I lived in Barcelona was older than the state of California.
Did they have roaches?
No. They have roaches.
La cucaracha.
La cucarachas. So the building that I lived in was older than the state of California. And that was just my apartment. And so I want to challenge Americans to go outside their bubble, to look beyond their own history, to just broaden their horizons. Now, we are trying to heal the world with laughter. We all are comedians and comedians. What got you into comedy, Miss Carmelita Jones?
Tragedy did.
What do you mean? Okay, well, tragedy. That makes the best comedy. Okay, if you aren't listening now, okay, we are about to go into some tragedy. Okay, listen up, turn your thing.
Everybody loves a nice, sad, boring
I want to watch this train wreck. So Carmelita, tell us about your tragic moment that got you into comedy. Tell us.
I had a dear friend of mine. I'm sure most people are familiar with the city of Chicago, and what you see on the news will have.
No,
you've never heard of Chicago.
No, but they're not familiar. People don't know a lot, so you got to educate. I mean, I've been to Chicago many times, but a lot of people have never been. So you got to educate about Chicago first.
Okay, so broad strokes: Chicago, Midwest, segregated city. Lots of money here in Chicago, but the South and West sides where most people of color, African Americans, Mexicans, where we reside, it is underfunded. However, there are, people who do better, aspire to have better for themselves and become successful. And I had a friend who was, how old was he? He was 28 and college educated, was starting his own business, owned his own condo, stand-up guy, had his gun license, just got his motorcycle license.
Stop. Time out. He's a stand-up guy. He had his own gun license. If that doesn't say Midwest, I don't know.
Right. He was starting a security company. That's what he wanted to do, start a security company. That's why it was prevalent to what it was relevant, excuse me, not prevalent, relevant to what I was saying. But he worked as a bouncer too. So somebody I known for like 5 years, sweetheart of mine, he was killed at work. He was killed in a shooting outside of a club.
Wait, whoa. Say that again. Rewind. What?
He was murdered at work outside of a nightclub on the north side, in the Gold Coast. No, it was near North, right before the Gold Coast, and then near North, downtown Chicago. He was murdered, shot outside of his job, and he was one of the people who say I was so funny and that I should do stand up. So the week that he was killed, it was on the news that somebody had been killed outside of Soundbar, and I was like, he works on Thursdays, and I was like, nah, that can't be him. That wasn't him. And then my friend sent me the link on Facebook, and it was a picture of him. And I was like, I don't know, like a little part of me just died inside. But I thought about what he used to always joke about, is how funny I was whenever I would tell him stories. And that weekend, the shooting happened on Thursday morning. I found out it was him that Friday. I did my first open mic at Second City that Saturday. So, and then I've been doing comedy ever since, and I do comedy in memory of him, because he was one of the first people who encouraged me to get up on the stage and actually do stand up. So every time I perform, it is in his memory. And that is why I do stand up, because he's one of the first people who really was like, man, you're so funny, G, you should be on stage. And I'm just like, you funny. He's like, no, really, you're funny. You should do stand up. And the week he died, I did my first open mic at Second City. So it's sad, but it's happy.
I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah.
The art of life is to turn these darkest moments into light. And that is why comedy exists, is for us to take this pain, this shame, these challenges, and for us to bring light into them. And the fact that you're able to do this, and especially I don't even have words to say with what you went through and what happened. It's intense. And I know it's hard for people in the UK to understand, because their guns are not legal there. And so they don't have that fear of the police, because the police, they just walk around with a big stick. And like, that's just like a gay Tuesday for me.
We don't need to know your private life like that.
No, but seriously, there's no fear that the police are going to shoot and kill me in London, because they're just carrying a stick. And in many states in America, people can conceal and carry a weapon that will kill you. Mm-hmm. And this is something that we deal with on the regular. There are people in America, in Oklahoma, that refused service to people without masks. And what did the people do? They went to their glove box in their car, came back to the restaurant, and shot dead the people that did not let them in.
That sounds like white privilege to me, because
thank you.
I can have a mask on, they still won't serve my black ass.
I want to bring things into perspective. People around the world, in France, in Spain, guns are not legal. I don't have to be afraid that so-and-so can shoot me dead at any time. The worst, he gonna beat me a little bit, give me some but that's something we live with every day. And the people that have the guns are not necessarily mentally stable. They're not necessarily, it is something that we deal with.
Fun fact, to get a firearm owner ID card, the extent of the mental eval that they ask you on the questionnaire, because I filled it out for my FOI card. Have you ever been admitted for any type of mental health? If yes, explain below. You think they gonna check that yes box? No, you check no, and then you go to the next question. That's it. That's the extent of the mental health research they do when you're applying for a gun license in the state of Illinois.
If
Just
you are
this fun fact.
bitches, if you crazy, you think you going mark crazy. No, the whole point of you crazy is that you think that you're sane.
And you want your
Hello.
good.
Hello.
So you can go do crazy shit.
So let's take this up a notch. Let's elevate the level. Okay.
Levity.
Levity. Okay. What is everyone obsessed with in this world? Love. We got love and life. Love and life. Love and life. Love and life. Miss Carmelita Jones. Well, that helps you with the love and the life. That's the lubricant. So
you know about lube, don't you, Iggy?
Girl, yes.
You know a thing or two about
lube. Not gonna lie. So I want to know, Miss Carmelita Jones, what are your secrets to love? Because I know that you have some special advice for all of us that are watching. Because she's the Dear Abby, okay? It's the Dear Carmelita. Everybody writes into her. She's got the answers to everything. She's got life figured out. So if I want to find love in this life, what do I need to do? Help us out. Tell us, what is the first thing if a girl needs a man, needs some love, what should she look for?
Well, you got to look at love like this. Stop looking at it for looking for love. You got to think about it like prospecting. Yes, like we're not going to call it what it is, whoring. We're going to call it prospecting. You're prospecting for a husband. You're looking for a husband. You're out there with your panty, your sleeve, and you're going through all this dirt. All these men, and you're trying to find your little golden nugget. You're looking for a little nugget of gold out here with all of this trash and all this dirt and sand that you got to sift through. You're hoping to find your own golden nugget. And sometimes, girls, you gotta do more sifting than usual. You gotta use both hands. Both pans. You gotta do two at the same time. But you have to keep looking and be persistent, and eventually you will find a little nugget of gold. But don't get too excited, because once you go and get it appraised, you'll probably find out he's a fool, because fool's gold is everywhere. But at least get you something that looks good. But
so wait a minute. So do you, okay. That being said, the gold, it's coming from the ground. I know a lot of women are looking for grounded men. What is your recommendation to find a grounded man?
If you want to find a man that's grounded, you have to start at the ground level and make sure that his bed is on the floor. You don't want a man.
Wait. What? Wait. Yes. To find a grounded man, his bed is on the floor.
I used to think that you needed to find a man who had furniture and had a matching bedroom set. Oh, no. Those guys, they're too high sedity. They're too uppity. You want to find a guy who has mattress on the floor, no sheets, one bedspread. Preferably the bedspread since he's had since he's 12.
Wait,
I'm trying to help you.
Ladies, according to Carmelita, you need to find let's do the breakdown. You need a man with what was it? Mattress on the floor.
Mattress on the floor, no sheets.
No sheets. What else?
Because you need to have a rugged man. He has to know how to survive. If your man is over there with 500 thread count sheets, who's the woman in the relationship? You don't want a man who spends more time in home goods than you do. No. You want straight up mattress on the floor, honey.
Okay,
nothing.
Mattress on the floor, no sheets. What was number 3? I can't breathe.
No furniture.
No furniture. Why? Why no furniture?
Because you want a man who's going to be focused on you. If there are other things in the room, his mind is going to wander. His mind is going to wander. You want to be right there, sitting on that mattress in the floor. He can't focus on nothing but you, honey, and that is how you keep a man's attention. I'm trying to tell you. Fine, don't listen to me. Fine, don't.
Okay. I've been looking in all the wrong places. Miss Carmelita Jones, she keeping it real. She's telling me like it is.
Clearly.
Me like it is. Okay, so have you? I know you've been dating in this world, and you've been dating all kinds of men because you like prospecting. So you've been prospecting all over. What are some of the kind of guys that you've dated, and what are they like? I heard that you were dating. I heard that your last guy was a big guy. Like you like it.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
I would say I like it.
Tell us.
I would say that I dated a guy. I dated a big guy. When I say big, I mean large. When I say large, I mean fat. Because we have to be PC. But
No, but you liked it, right?
I mean, he always had snacks and he was fun to cuddle with. I mean, he was like,
okay. So
it was like owning a pug.
I was like, wait. So he was cute. He had snacks. You love to cuddle. There were a lot of bonuses. There were a lot of positives.
Yeah, he was cute. He was cuddly. He wasn't very active because the extra weight and whatnot. But I mean, it's just like dating. It was just like dating a fat guy is just like owning a pug, because there's always some breathing complications that came up. And he had sleep apnea. So that was the thing. That was the thing.
Anyway, so when you try to sleep with him, there was some sleep. What does sleep apnea? Because not everybody knows what sleep
apnea is when you stop breathing and you can die. See, your dog knows about it.
Guys,
is that Poseidon?
Yeah, Poseidon. Ace, come upstairs. They agree with you. Poseidon, come here.
Have some pug friends.
Up. This is Mr. Poseidon. He's saying I agree with
you.
He's like, Ace, come on. We got the dogs here. Ace, come here, boys. Up.
What type of dog is Ace?
Oh, Ace is a grandpa. He's a little Belgian Shepherd. He's a little Belgian Shepherd. Okay, they agree with you. They're all about the pug.
They must have some pug friends. They
were like, as soon as you said that, they were like, "Roar!" So he's cute like
they know they can't run fast either. They can't play with their pug friends.
No,
just want to sit there and be cute. But yeah, there are breathing complications and sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is when you stop breathing in your sleep, and it can be deadly because you stop breathing in your sleep, and it's not like you stop breathing because you're asleep. So he would snore all night. It was horrible, and it was not like a regular snore. It's that there's something wrong with my breathing snore. So I'm talking about like the cartoon where you see the saw on the log, that type of noise. Exactly. And because it was so loud like that, it was easy for me to know when he would stop. First of all, I never went to sleep because obviously background noise. And it was easy. He'd be like, and then it would just stop for like 20 seconds. And at some point I would kick him to restart his breathing and wake him up a little bit. And that would be like my whole night. So 5-6 hours for that.
What did you feel like? What did you feel like?
A CPAP machine. Annoyed. Like I should be talking to Blue Cross and Blue Shield collecting my copay. That's what I felt like. Where's my copay? My copay?
Okay. So have you dated any other breeds of man? Have you ever dated
Tall guys? Tall guys are the best.
So what are those?
They're just like the German Shepherds. Their hips are gonna go out. Their hips and their knees are gonna go out at some point. So you make sure you give your dog his omega-3 fatty acids so his knees last, because his hips and his knees are gonna go out. I dated this older guy. He was 6'2", but he was in his 40s, and he was not active. Like he still was cute and everything, but every time he sat down and stood up, it sounded like I was eating a bowl of Rice Krispies. Just snap, crackle, and pop everywhere. Just his joints pop locking. It was. Every guy has his own type of problems. You got to find what.
So you dated German Shepherds. You dated pugs. Is there another breed that you have dated in the last, 6 months to a year? I
would say my Spanish guys, because that's how I got the name Carmelita, because I am Hispanic by injection. But they are, I don't want to say they are like Chihuahuas, but they kind of are, because they're so feisty and stuff, but then they want to just snuggle underneath you, and they're super, super, super affectionate and very romantic. But at the end of the day, I don't feel safe with a dog that little. I just don't. And that would be my thing about Chihuahuas. Like, yeah, you're all bark, but you're an ankle biter. Nobody's gonna take you serious.
Oh my God.
You gotta find which problems you can deal with. That's what my thing is. So find which breed best fits you. You're
still searching for the breed. You haven't found it yet, but you are on the lookout for that breed.
I'm
Is that
on the lookout. Okay. Yes, I am. It's all about Tinder and Animal Planet.
Okay, DM us, The Americans, Joke Pit. What is your Instagram?
My Instagram is, because nobody can spell Carmelita, CJZ_comedy.
CJZ_comedy. And if we want to connect with you on Facebook, we do what?
They go to Carmelita Jones.
But spelled
comedy.
With a Z.
Yes, Carmelita Jones is spelled C-A-R-A, Carmelita Jones, J-O-N easy.
Z.
Because I'm not a difficult person. I'm easy. That's one way you can remember that Z at the end. See, I did that. In comedy, I have a Facebook fan page where you can go and like it, and I have a bunch of clips. I have my upcoming shows and appearances on there, and just all types of stuff from my life. Last time I was out in California, I have some stuff up there on that. And then I actually have a Carmelita Jones Facebook page that you can also follow me, add me. I talk to people. I love interacting with people. I talk to strangers, so hit me up.
Good.
You know.
And I heard you have a big show coming up on Saturday, June 20th at 8 p.m.
I do.
Saturday, June 8th. I'm sorry, June 20th at 8 p.m. So Saturday, June 20th at 8 p.m. Tell us about this.
There's this. Okay, so I met this strange little guy, kind of looks like Iggy, and he's putting together a comedy troupe of all these hilarious women from around the country called the Misfit Dolls, and they are having a showcase.
Misfit Toys. We all are dolls.
Misfit Toys.
Yes.
Toys. I'm sorry. You must know him, Iggy. Oh, it's you, Iggy. It's you.
So
see what I did there?
Carmelita is one of our guest spots. We are doing our premiere for our amazing female comedy studio called the Misfit Toys. And Carmelita is one of our proud misfits. We are doing our showcase on Saturday, the 20th. Message me to get tickets on Facebook, Iggy Love Sky. You can find me on Instagram, YouTube. You can find me on Facebook, Iggy Love Sky, or Miss Carmelita. Any of the misfits.
Yes.
Honestly, we had our rehearsal today. Tell me, honestly, what did you think of the show?
I'm some funny bitches.
Like I peed a little. I peed a little. I couldn't help it. It was that funny. It was. She's like, I did not do that.
So you're like a schnauzer, because I had a schnauzer that used to pee every time I got excited. And you're a schnauzer. Iggy's a schnauzer.
So this Saturday, 20th at 8 p.m., you're going to be on the Misfit Toys Comedy Showcase. Are there any
Central time? Central time.
So that's 8 p.m. Pacific. 9 p.m. Mountain, 10 p.m. Central. So 10 p.m. Chicago and 11 p.m. New York. London, I can't do the math. I'm not Asian. I can't quite figure that out.
You
so,
try.
Do you have anything else coming up in the works, Miss Carmelita, that we need to know?
Do. I actually have a show on the 26th. That's the following Friday. No, it's 27th. It's a Zoom show. I will be posting that on my Facebook fan page. It's a virtual comedy show. Details will be posted on my Zoom and on my Instagram, which again is CJZ_comedy. And also, I am one of the hosts of the Pussy Power Podcast, the most powerful podcast.
We got some. This is how I found Miss Carmelita. I found her from this hilarious podcast. Everybody, add this to your podcast playlist. What is the podcast?
Pussy Power Podcast.
Pussy Power Podcast. PPP. Pussy, not PPE, like the masks. PPP. Pussy Power Podcast. Put it in your iPhone, your Samsung.
Google. We're on Anchor, Google, all streaming services for podcasts. You can find us.
Pussy Power Podcast. Do yourself a favor. It will give you life. It will give you life. So we got Miss Carmelita. She's performing this Saturday at the Misfit Toys Comedy Special at 8 o'clock. Then on the 26th, she is performing on Zoom. To get the details, go to her Instagram, CJZ_comedy, and always log into her and download her podcast, Pussy Power Podcast. Did I miss it?
The Facebook is Pussy Power Podcast. We have a chat group for us. Just go in there and just shoot the stuff. We talk about whatever. And we have an Instagram page, P Power Podcast. P Power Podcast with an _ after podcast. That's the Instagram page. We had just got 1,200 views in 1 week, so we posted a twerk video, which is posted. Yes.
I want to thank Mr. Ray Turner. It's going to be about 1 a.m. in London when we do the Misfit Toys comedy show. If you want a free ticket, tickets are $5. If you want a free ticket, message me on Facebook, Iggy Love Sky. I will send you a discount code. because you've been watching us at the Americans, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. I will help you all out. We're in COVID. Message me directly. I'll give you a discount code at Iggy Love Sky. I would love to have you guys on the show, especially you, Ray, Colin, Cassidy, Alpaca, everybody who's been watching the show, Miss Elise Mwandu from Australia, from Queensland,
Good
Australia. Girl, we got you. We would love to have you as a guest. Carmelita, what is the one takeaway that you would like everyone who's watching from all over the world? What is the one thing that you would want people to take away from this show?
Besides the fact that I'm hilarious.
Well, girl, that's obvious. Yes.
Clearly. I mean, clearly.
Girl is hilarious.
I would keep it on the pulse of the moment right now, because we are at a turning point in world history. As far as here in America, things are happening that haven't happened. People is dying that never died before out here. But seriously, Black Lives Matter. And now the world is seeing the spotlight on it. And everybody loves the art. They love the music. You can't have our rhythm without our blues. So if you feel like you're not doing enough.
Whoa. Let's listen to that. What did you just say?
You can't have our rhythm and not have our blues. So if you like Black culture, you appreciate Black culture. Iggy, you like Black men. They have another saying, but I'm going to keep it PG. But you can't partake in the culture and not fight for the people who create it. So if you have situations in whatever country you're in, make sure that you're fighting and saying something for equality. And also follow me on all my streaming platforms.
Yes. Got it. You can't have our rhythm if you don't want our blues.
Period, Pooh. Period.
I love every one of you who's been watching. You guys are amazing. Carmelita, this has been such a pleasure and such a joy. Thank you so much. I'm going to see you Saturday,
Thank you
the
for having
20th
me.
at 8 p.m. It's going to be amazing. This is a rising star. Trust
Like the earrings.
us. Girls don't go far. I love you, everybody. Thank you for watching The Americans. Till next week, Thursday, 2 p.m.
2 p.m. Bye.
Standard. Love you. Ciao.
Peace.